Hello, everybody. Welcome to Open House at Sycamore Junior High. Please come into my room so we can talk about seventh grade science. First of all, my name is Molly George, and this is what the front of my room looks like from the student view. I'm so glad that you're at least able to see your child's science classroom this way. I'd like to share a little bit about myself. First of all, I've been teaching science for 31 years, of which the last 27 have been here at Sycamore Junior High. I love this grade level, and I feel like having the students at this grade help keep me young. So I feel good about that. I hope to get them excited about science this year. I'm also a National Board Certified teacher in early adolescent science. Today, what I'd like to do is to cover the following topics with you: the weekly learning guide, Google Classroom, grades, this year's topics, other information that you can find on Blackboard, how to get help, and I also have a little bit of homework for you at the end. Let's start with the weekly learning guide. When you go to the Science Blackboard site, the screen opens up to the weekly learning guide. Now, essentially, the weekly learning guide is a lesson plan for each day. There are also specific links that are active. For example, any day that notes are given, a recorded version of the notes are placed on the weekly learning guide. This is the direct instruction lesson recorded by one of the four seventh grade science teachers. It's there in case a student needs to review the lesson again, or more importantly, if they're absent, they can watch the lesson and keep from getting behind in class due to that absence. So everywhere you see this yellow record lesson, that's where the recorded lesson would be. Any assignment that your student would have are found on Google Classroom. And I'll show you how Google Classroom is organized for science in just a moment. Anytime Google Classroom is on the weekly learning guide, students must go there to open up, complete, and submit their assignments. I also post video clips of the topic as extra resources. Sometimes students might need a little bit of a different perspective or extra reinforcement on a topic. And these video clips are good resources. In addition, I might post some review games under the extra resources as well. The extra resources on the weekly learning guide, again, are active links. Please notice that the daily homework for each day is to finish classwork. Specific homework is rarely assigned other than test preparation, which is expected to take place for homework several days before the test. Google Classroom is a platform we use to deploy assignments, so all worksheets and resources will be here. My Google Classroom is organized so that the whole unit resources to prepare for the test are at the very top, such as the slideshow notes, the Quizlet flashcards, review games if available, and study guides on the units that we have study guides for. Those are usually the longer units that we would have a study guide for. Under that, you'll see the material first organized by weeks and then by day, where the daily worksheets or activities are posted. Students have to open, complete, and turn in assignments to be graded to Google Classroom. While we go over all the assignments, they are not all graded. These assignments are primarily practice, and like learning a sport or an instrument, without practice, students will not perform well on the assessments. If a student does poorly on an assessment, the first thing I'll do is to go back and see if they completed all the practice work, and more importantly, did they make the corrections to learn from when we went over it together in class? Next are grades. As far as grades are concerned, 60% of the student science grade is based on their assessments, which would include tests, quizzes, or performance assessments. Tests are usually with the longer units that might be over 3 weeks, whereas we would give a quiz maybe for something that's 2 weeks or less. And performance assessments would be high impact labs. There's usually one of these for each unit. 40% of the grade is based on weekly reviews that students complete in class using their notes and other resources. So these are open note weekly reviews. In addition, students will have one graded lab each quarter and a few miscellaneous small point items. So as you can see, not a lot of grades are collected. So it's even more important that students are actively participating in class when we daily practice the content. I encourage parents to check the parent portal at least weekly, and students should be checking it daily. Please make sure you click on the percentage to see the actual assignment grades. This is the only way students and parents can make sure that all the assignments have been turned in. If I have any extra notes that I might comment on for the student in a particular assignment, those are where those comments would be found as well. We do cover a wide variety of topics from the different areas of science. We just finished the review of the scientific method, and tomorrow we'll be moving on to energy transformation and transfer. There's additionally other information that can be found on Blackboard. And let me open that up for you so that you can see what that is. Underneath the weekly learning guide, you will see the Science Fusion textbook link. Students have been asked to keep their physical copy of the book at home as a resource. Anytime we would need to use it in class, we would use this digital version. Underneath that, you'll find my contact information. And as far as my contact information is concerned, the best way to get in touch with me is to send me an email. If you have concerns about your child's progress, please do not hesitate to contact me. I prefer not to wait until conferences to address concerns, which, we're a team and we both want your child to succeed. So addressing those concerns as soon as possible is going to be the best thing for your child. When you go under course information, let me move this over, there is additional information there like the science syllabus and the behavior plan, which I call the science survival guide. Students are responsible for knowing the information on this survival guide. So I would encourage you to read it along with your child to make sure they understand the expectations that are there. All right, so ways that your child can get help. Please encourage them to email me with questions. This is the most efficient way for them to get help. They could also ask me for a pass to come down during the Flex 21 bell. There's also a supervised room after school for them to work on homework called Homework Club. Now, it's not really a club. They can go any day of the week. They don't have to sign up or anything, Monday to Thursday after school, and there will be an activity bus that can take them home. Okay, now comes the parent homework part of this. I do have a homework assignment for you. If there are circumstances or things going on at home that might impact your child's success in science, please use this link to a Google form to let me know about it. Every bit of knowledge about a child helps me, and parents have special insight about their children. Thank you so much for tuning in and for your attention. I really look forward to getting to know your children this year and hopefully encourage their curiosity about science. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact me by email. So anyway, here's to a great year in science, and thank you for paying attention and tuning in. Good night.